Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust. I get fairy dust. This little sleepy baby gets fairy dust. And I thought it might be fun to look at different advice columns and look at the questions and then apply the ladder of trust to it. So, the ladder of trust is a tool I invented because I needed to know how to have relationships with people because I did not know how to do that. And how could I free myself from resentment, from game playing, from chasing, from all of that stuff to make it really, really clear where I stood in a relationship. And so I invented I read an article about trust is like a ladder, and I'm like, oh, it actually is. And then I'm like, how can I use this? And so there's a playlist, a Ladder of Trust playlist. And then I also wrote a book called The Irreverent Trust Guide, where I really fleshed it out. And it's exciting to see that people are buying it and really liking it. And I'm so glad it's so helpful. So let's apply the ladder of trust to this question. Okay. And this was to social cues, who I bow down to. I love social cues in the New York Times. And so ever since my wife was a little girl, she was close to her stepfather, a lovely man who has now passed away. She has always said he was her one and only father, and she has no interest in knowing who her biological father was. Recently, though, she hinted to me that she would like to know her biological father's identity, but time is running out. We are in our 60s, and her mother is approaching 90. Her mother is a forceful woman. She has always been frank that it was her intention to become a single mother. She has never mentioned the biological father's name, not least because it was a badge of honor for my wife to proclaim that she only had one dad. I intend to ask my mother in law who the man was, but I worry about upsetting the family narrative. Thoughts? Okay, perfect. So, sir, no. So let's use the ladder of trust. So where we know where someone else is on the ladder is by one thing and one thing only. And so he says that his wife, so it's like, should, the advice is asking, well, asking his thoughts about whether he should ask the mother because quote unquote time is running out. First of all, we have to notice that his wife didn't write the question. So that's already the first red flag. The wife isn't asking the question of, what's a good way to ask my mom this? So it's already a red flag. Somebody's doing the business of somebody else. Somebody is trying to manage something that belongs to somebody else. The autonomy is being taken away. Okay, so that's the first okay, so now let's look at the ladder of trust. So how we know where someone is on the ladder is, do their words match their actions? Okay, so she hinted, and we'll take him at his word that she hinted. What did she say? My wife hinted to me that she would like to know her biological father's identity. Okay, perfect. So she hinted to me that I would like to know my biological father's identity. Great. Okay. So I don't know how one would hint that. Did she say it or did she hint it? If it hint, and he doesn't say she said it. So is hinting like, I wonder what my biological father, you know what I mean? Like, but what we'll do is we'll take him at his word and we'll say, she said this. So she said, I am curious about my biological father's identity. Those are words. That was her words. What is her behavior? Nothing. She's done nothing. As far as we know in the context of this question, so what that means is she actually isn't interested in knowing the identity of her biological father, because somebody who is interested in learning about the identity of the biological father would take next steps. She would Perhaps go to her mother. Is it conflicted? Is it whatever? Yes, it's complicated. It's icky. It's yuck. Will she feel inside conflict? Yes, because she wanted her stepdad to be it and only. Great. So, but if we're just using the ladder of trust, we have to see that I wonder what I wonder about the identity about I wonder what his identity was. That she has done nothing else. There's no behavior, there's nothing else. And what this man did is he now, and so that's how we know the truth about this. It's like, of course, I wonder what it would like to be president. I don't actually. I wonder what it would be, okay, I do wonder what it would be like to be a Rockette. But I'm not, driving to New York, and I'm not like auditioning, and I'm not, I'm not like hiring a dance teacher to teach me the kicks or anything. Like I can wonder about that, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna do it. It's just like something that I wondered. And so she's saying this and no behavior. So what I would do as this person's husband, friend, spouse is just, oh, that's so interesting. She had that thought. Moving on, pass the salt, go live my life, do the stuff. Like, because I trust her that she has enough autonomy that if she is actually interested in that she will do it. And if she would like, she can ask for my help. Sure, I'll do what I can. Absolutely. But she didn't ask. So that's the only information that we have. Now let's look at his version of the ladder of trust. So he hears her, and then he is now doing all this other stuff. Like he's going above and beyond. He is, and so what you could say is that he is not on the same rung of the ladder as she is. He's going too high. Should I talk to her mom? Should I do this? Should I and it's like, no, that let her be the guide of this, especially when it's something so loaded like this. And also, you now, by you wanting to go in and she says the thing and he's going to overwrite, he's going to oh, that means that I have to take action. No, when a person says they wonder something, that's them, they have to take action. We're not supposed to take action on the things that they wonder. We're supposed to take action on the things that we wonder. And if you're worried about, also urgency is always not going to go well. So, oh, we're running out of time. Okay, that's urgency. That's not going to go well. But he's inserting himself into a relationship between the wife and her own mother. No, 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 no. Back up, lean back, get out of the triangle, and there you have it. So if we're using the ladder of trust, it's very easy to understand, oh, I know what my next step is. It's to do nothing. It's to support and love my wife. It's to whatever. And then she can decide. She knows how old her mother is. She knows how old she is. The other thing I want to say that's interesting about this question, and that I'd be really curious about, like if this was my client, and I would ask and also because I'm a fawn, and I always talk about the narcissistic stare or the narcissistic eyes. Oh, bitch, fawn eyes and fawn ears. Ooh, they are in the business because this is what we're living for. We're waiting. We're listening. Does anybody wonder about anything that I could go solve, a problem that I could solve for them? Like, does anybody have any of that? Like, let me hear, let me just, I've been known as being a really good gift giver. Because I'm a fucking fawn. And the minute said, oh, I like that color. Oh, I wanted that, but I didn't get it for myself because it was too expensive. Okay, well, guess who's getting it for Christmas? Like constantly on the alert for anybody to tell me something that they want or need. And so I would be this person. I would be like, oh, you wonder about, you're hinting, again, what does that even mean? About the identity of your biological father. Oh, let me go do all this stuff. Oh, I'll do that for you. I'll let me, let me take a strand of your hair and send it into 23andMe. Like, no. But what I will say is that sometimes people who are in relationship with fawns. I'm not saying he's a fawn. I don't know what he is, but some people that are, if you're in a relationship with a fawn, you know that the fawn is listening with her little fawn ears. Like, let's look at this. Hold on a second. Come here, Bambi. Oh, God. Not editing. Not editing. Look. Oh, they're wide open and listening. Oh, they're listening. Oh, what do you need? What do you need? So they know that the fawn is listening. They know. And so it's like, I wonder what the identity of my biological father is. Is he going to do it? 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 And here's the thing. If she did want that, that is, that I would consider in the bait and switch category. If that was her intention of like, I wonder if my car needs washing. If that is the intent, to try to manipulate, to try to emotionally blackmail, to try to, hook with a juicy bit of bait, and they know that the person is going to go for it, that's disgusting. And people don't like it when I say things are disgusting. But if it were me, it would be disgusting and manipulative. I find manipulation disgusting. So if it's that, I'm not saying it's that, I have no idea, but I like to throw that in. It's like, things are most of the time by design. I wonder this. And so, but here's the thing. If that's their intent and they want you to go do this, you will be punished for it. You will get in trouble for it. Something is going to go wrong, and how dare you? It's not when they're like trying to drop the things in the little fawn's ears, it is not going to go well for us in the end. We must be punished. That's where that phrase comes in, like, no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, because you weren't even actually asked to do the good deed. And how do you know it was a good deed? And the reason it'll be punished is because of Cartman's triangle. A rescuer will always have to be persecuted. If a rescuer rescues a victim, and that's what that would be, somebody helpless. I wonder what. I'm just making up the scenario now. I'm not, in no disrespect to anybody in that question. I'm just making up a scenario and things that I'm curious about, and I would like to know more of if either of these parties were my client. Has this happened before? Are subtle hints dropped, and that you're supposed to like pick it up like a baton and run with it? And that is the thing that fell. I tried to get Bambi down with my baton, and the baton fell. So like, is that a pattern that I just be curious about? That's just bonus. But yeah, so if somebody says something but takes no action, they don't want to do it. They're not interested. And that it's not our job then to go do it. Because what would happen is, it's like, oh, she wants this to happen, and then I'm going to go do it. Okay, now I'm above where she actually is on the ladder. She's not, this is just words. Anyway, if you want to know more about the Ladder of Trust, check out the Ladder of Trust playlist here. Again, welcome to all my crazy hairstyles. The hairstyles aren't bad. It's mostly the color. And you can get my book, The Irreverent Grief Guide, and I'll put it in the description below. I hope that was helpful. If you have a question for me for Ask an Advanced Bitch, or if you have, you find a letter written to an advice columnist, that you want me to use the Ladder of Trust on, send it to me. Let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. That's the best. That's really is the best way to get a hold of me. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Love you. Bye.